Today we've got something a little bit different for you guys, and that is a tiny e-bike. And this right here is the WindHorse W3. I mean, look at how tiny this is, guys. My hand right here compared to the wheel. I mean, look at that. It's teeny tiny. I think the wheels are 16-inch wheels, which I have never seen on an e-bike yet. We've got mechanical disc brakes on the back and on the front, and a geared rear hub motor. I think it's like 450 watts back there, but the whole entire system here is 36 volts. And here's the battery. You can't remove it at all or anything like that, but that's okay. And I don't know if you guys noticed yet or not, but it has suspension on the front. It's these tiny forks. Look at that. There's my hand right there, and there's a tiny forks. And then over here we've got a rear suspension also, which is just crazy. I'm really excited to try this thing out because it's a very unique bike. You've also got the rear basket, but the only downside is there's no tail light on the bike. That's just a reflector, and there is a headlight right here. Pretty cool headlight. You get a set of keys up here. Right now it's turned on. You just gotta twist it twice, and then that headlight will turn on nice and bright. But overall, this is a super cool bike, and I'm really excited to give it a try. Another thing too, the actual handle is a full twist throttle. Look at that. The whole entire thing twists instead of just like a small section of it. Then you've also got a bell built in. It works. And a reflector up front here. The only thing that I had to do to get this thing set up was put the seat on, which is a pretty decent seat. And I had to fold the handlebars up, put the actual foot pedals on, and I just had to tighten up the reflector and the bell. So now we're gonna put on our helmet and we're gonna go and test this thing out. Also, I think it has a max speed of 18 miles an hour, so it's not gonna be a speed demon by any means, but it's so unique and cool. I'm really excited to just cruise around on it and see what I think. People will probably think I look a little goofy on it, but that's all right. Let's get our helmet on and let's go for a ride. And here it is, guys, in its full glory. We've got the keys right here. Cool thing about this bike is it's so small, you can lift it up so easy, transport it, whatever. Like I said, these handlebars actually fold down. There we go. You just unclip it like that, then they fold down, go back up, pop it back into place. I need to make the seat a little bit higher, so put that tiny kickstand down. There we go. I think the suspension is mostly for hitting bumps and potholes and stuff like that. Obviously, you don't want to take this thing off jumps or anything like that. But let's get to riding. We got our keys. And there's the display. It's very simple. It doesn't show you a speed or anything like that. Just 5 bars, which I think is the battery level. So let's go. It definitely doesn't feel bad going down bumps and stuff like that. Right now we're just cruising. I don't know how fast we're going. Not too fast, but the wind is also blowing at us. So we're probably not going to hit the top speed, which is 18 miles an hour on here. We got our bell. But we're just cruising around on this little thing. This is going to be great for really anything. Just as you guys can see, it's not a fast bike, but it's actually kind of fun. It's really nimble, tiny wheels on there. It's almost like we're riding on a scooter, honestly. I mean, like, look at that. The wheels are right there, our foot's right there. We're just kind of cruising around. Oh, snap. Oh, we hit a post. Oh, well. We're going to go and try a little bit of off-roading with it. See how that feels. Not ideal. We can barely make it up the slope, but with a little bit of pedaling, that helps out some. Brakes. Brakes are gosh dang good. Wow. So, first impressions, it is not fast. It is not quick, but I think it would be great for somebody that lives in a big city and they need to do some errands or something like that, and they don't have to go a long distance. But speaking of distance, this thing is rated for 20 to 40 miles of range, because this is an 8 amp hour battery, which, like I said, is not removable. But if you take a look at this side over here, you got the charging port, so you can just charge it, plug your charger in right there, and yes, it does come with a charger. I don't know if there's a way to actually change your power levels on here or not. The bike does not have gears on it at all. There's no shifter here, there's no gears. It's just chain directly down here. But I'm sure you also notice there's these little cute fenders on it, front and back. You got a chain guard right here on this side, plastic. But this isn't an expensive bike. This thing's only like $6.99, and I think you can even get a good discount on it right now too. So check the links down in the description if you want more details on the pricing of this thing. But I think it's a pretty badass little bike, especially since it's got suspension in the back and in the front. I wouldn't expect something like this to have full suspension. So yep, 20 to 40 miles of range on this thing on a full charge. We're gonna go and do a few more tests on it and see really what it's capable of. But I mean, it's not the craziest e-bike ever. Like, if you're going for speed, off-road ability, this is just a good bike for commuting around in the city or in small towns, stuff like that. There's no horn on it, but apparently it goes 18 miles an hour. I don't really feel like we're going 18 miles an hour, but we're gonna go and do our hill climb test next on this thing. But I have a feeling it's not gonna make it up the hill, just because of the lack of power that I'm feeling right now. So the main hill is right up here to the left. So we're not even making it up this hill right here, which isn't even that big. That's kind of disappointing. But we'll make sure to try and go up the big hill here, see if we can do it. I feel like the full face helmet I'm wearing is kind of overkill. So when it does come to going up hills and stuff like this, you are gonna have to pedal in order to get up the hills, because if I stop pedaling and I just use throttle, I don't think we're gonna make it. Yep, see, you're just gonna stop, but do a little bit of pedaling and you're moving again. But of course, since there isn't gears, you've only got that one gear, which is really just gonna help you go uphill and stuff like that. So now we'll turn around, we'll go downhill and see just how fast we can go. It literally feels like we're going like 10 miles an hour, so I don't know if there's a way to unlock this thing or change the mode on it, but I haven't been able to find anything yet. Now it's time for a quick brake test. I think I'm going about max speed. We're just gonna slam on the brakes and see how good they do, just in case we get into a pinch. Oh wow, they're pretty good. I mean, even though we weren't going that fast, pretty decent brakes, especially since it's such a lightweight bike. I would do a 0 to 20 acceleration test on this thing, but it doesn't even go 20 miles an hour. All right, let's pull over quick. Let's see what this thing says. So it said that we went 15 miles an hour, so that's close to the top speed, but there's no controls on this thing anywhere that I can see. So there's that also. It's not a touch screen or anything like that, it just shows that display, which I'm pretty sure is just the battery level. And that's about it. I mean, it's a nice little bike for commuting around the city or something like that. If you need a convenient way to get around, this is going to be a good option. And it's even got the full suspension. I think it's a really cool concept. It's a really cool little bike for anybody that wants a small bike that they can literally pick up and carry into their apartment or dorm or anything like that, because it literally weighs 43 pounds, I believe. So it's a very, very lightweight bike, and I'm impressed with it so far. So who do I think this thing is for? I think it's for college students or people that live in a big city and want a easier way to get around on an electric bike. 20 to 40 miles of range. Pretty decent for this. The top speed isn't really high. The acceleration isn't the best, but look at this thing. It's not supposed to be. It's a very niche bike, so if you're looking for something like this for cruising around in the city or small towns or something like that, this is going to be a great choice. Or if you want something to get around on if you're traveling, you could throw this in your SUV or probably even your car trunk, honestly. I think it's a great value for the price, and it really depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that goes 30 miles an hour, of course this isn't going to be the bike that you want to get, but it's really cool and I like it. I think it's a good value, especially if you're looking for your first e-bike. I think this e-bike is geared more towards beginners who haven't gotten an e-bike yet. If you guys are interested, I've got the links down in the description, so go and check those out for some more information on it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching until the end.